So
I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a person who's very ambitious. Loyalty is everything to me. You're pretty much going to know how I feel. I do not sugarcoat things. I'm very forthcoming. I'm very honest. But I'm very compassionate for others. And I don't think that I'm above.
Right.
You know, I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful where I am today. But that doesn't make me better than anyone else.
Right. Okay. Also, I asked Mariah how she met her husband, and I know she kind of said that on the show, and I guess I didn't pay attention to that, but how did you meet? I mean, because I don't know, like, I'm just watching, and sometimes I don't hear stuff. So, how did you meet your husband?
For me, how did I meet my husband?
Yes.
I actually went Krogering. It was on a Sunday, gonna make a shrimp scampi for dinner. And I went to the local store, which was Kroger's at the time in the area we were living, and I had this butthole of a person following me in every aisle of the store, to the point it just became annoying. And I asked this older gentleman, I said, "Could you act like you're my father? I need you to act like you're my father so I can ditch this guy. He's following me all over the place." And so we were looking at birthday cards because, again, it was my real father's birthday. And the gentleman was like, "This is my daughter. You know, leave her alone. She doesn't want to talk to you anymore." And so that guy went away, and I was like, thank God. So as soon as I walk outside, I hear this person pull up on me, and he's like, "Excuse me, are you married?" And I was like, no, I'm not. And he looked at us as if he wanted more conversation. So I said, when I finish unloading my buggy, I'll meet you back here at my car. So I'm thinking, please don't let this man, he shouldn't think that I'm going to come to him and put my head in his car window. And lean over like a woman of the night.
Right.
I hope his car will be parked and he'll be waiting at my car to have this conversation with me, and he was.
Oh, okay.
And when we started talking, and we knew some similar people in the medical field. I then told him what it is that I did, and he told me what it was that he did, and you know, the conversation just went from there. I think the very next day we had a lunch date.
Okay.
And we had a lunch date, and we went to a restaurant, and we ended up going to, I think, like this little store downtown, and we went into the store, and I was like, you know what, you should try this on, and try that on, and try that on, and I like this shirt, and I just started picking out stuff for him, and I said, that's the one, and so I purchased the shirt for him.
Oh, okay.
He was like, you just bought me a shirt. I'm like, yeah, I liked it. What's that? So it was really cute, and ever since then, we've pretty much been inseparable.
Oh, that's cute. I like it.
So I like to say I went Krogering.
Okay. Speaking of, you know, you just mentioned about what you did in the medical field. With the show going on, are you filming for the show? Are you still doing that?
Currently, yes, but it's becoming very, very, very challenging. And my husband has now said, you know, I think this is a time that you can abort your position as a medical sales rep, because it's really, really, really hectic, Zachariyah. It's hard continuing to meet the expectations of the demands of my job, you know, daily activities, making sure I continue to do my lunch and learns, building new relationships and leveraging those relationships and asking for the buy-in. It's hard. And then you have a secondary position where you have to film at certain times. You have to do interviews. You wanted to go out and you want to do press and promo. So it is becoming quite challenging. And my company and my brand is truly an upstart with, you know, absolutely Quad LLC. And now I have my t-shirt line, and then wanting to get into Posh Pups apparel with Kari and Chloe, and meeting with the manufacturers with that. It is very taxing. So I cannot foresee myself doing this much longer.
Okay. Speaking of Posh Pups, I mean, you were just going through my questions. So my next question is about Posh Pups. Can you give us any insight or any details about it or anything?
Well, Posh Pups is definitely Chloe and Kari's clothing line. It's a doggy clothing line, which we're going to specialize in doggy apparel. So we have cute little t-shirts and nice little ruffled skirts and leashes and collars and doggy dishes. So everything that you can imagine dog-oriented, that's what we're putting forth.
Okay. So it's more than clothing.
Yes, it's more than clothing. It's a whole band. My ultimate goal is to either to partner with, I can't say those companies, but to partner with a larger company and possibly get in some local storefronts or be an online service. You look at some of the other companies, BaxterBoo.com. I don't know. Do you have a pet? Do you have a puppy?
We do. Well, I don't know if they're considered puppies, but we have two, yes.
Oh, you do? What's their name?
Alaska and Ice.
Oh, that's cute. So you guys love cold weather.
No. Well, just a couple of quick questions just about the show. Especially with the Mariah and Toya situation, what is your take on it? What is your opinion about the situation?
I mean, we all saw what happened a couple of weeks ago. None of us are happy about what transpired in terms of the fight.
Right.
We never foresaw that coming. We did not want that to happen. That was not something that was planned. That was not something that we were waiting for. And we were not drunk. Relax, baby. We were not drunk at all, despite what the seeds have been planted are saying. We were not.
Okay.
I think that Toya could have handled the situation a little bit different, knowing what had transpired in terms of the blood between the two of them, and it was kind of bad blood.
Right.
I don't think you follow that up with, let me tell you about your mom.
Right.
I think that she should have apologized thoroughly to Mariah and humbled herself in apologizing for what she had exposed.
Okay.
That was an enduring family topic for them, and it wasn't for the Harrises to kind of put out there.
Right.
It was.
Right.
I don't care if for me personally, I kind of feel like it was a passive-aggressive way to put it out there. I'm going to give you a compliment, but at the same time, I'm going to take a little dig at you.
Right.
That was 1,000,001 things that could have been said about Dr. Aiden Huck that is very positive outside of exploring the fact that Lauren is not his biological child. You could have said he's an excellent doctor. Chloe, relax. He's an excellent doctor. He's a really good friend. He's a savvy businessman. He's a person that is reliable, a dependable man. He loves his family. But I don't think that needed to be said. And I think they were totally out of line for doing that. Because what we're seeing now, Mariah and the children and the Hucks were over here the other day, and I had a chance to speak with Lauren, and she's like, TT Quad, at school today it was very hard for me. And I said, well, honey, what happened? And she said, well, Sammy was bothering me, and he kept questioning me, and he said all the kids were talking, and the kids were saying that I didn't have a home, and that Daddy found me on the street.
Wow.
Correct. And I'm emotionally moved by it, even now. So that was very hard for an 8-year-old little girl to have to go through that.
Right.
Okay? It's already hard enough to talk about adoption. You struggle with, I can only imagine as a parent, you struggle with, when is the right time? What do I say? How do I say it? And how is this child going to receive this information emotionally? It hurts. So now we're left picking up the pieces because we had some adults who thought it was a good idea to talk about it in front of millions of people.
Right.
All the while saying, oh, we were just giving him a compliment.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a compliment. I think that it was very malicious and it was done with malice intent.
Yeah, I can definitely relate when I saw it about being adopted because my sister and I were adopted. But, with us it's different because we were adopted by someone we knew.
Correct.
But my sister, she was a newborn, so they didn't actually tell her until she was older about the situation and she could handle it rather than, in this situation. So I totally agree.
And when did you learn about it?
I was 4 when we were adopted,
okay.
So I kind of was in the midst of it all. So I knew right then and there when it happened. So it was hard, especially with me being 4. It was hard. I can imagine.
So I can only imagine what you went through.
Yeah.
With that, and then you saw what your sister went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Lord is going through that right now. I also did not like the comment that Toya made. I do believe it was last episode that her and Mariah, their value systems are different. She believes a successful family is. She believed that having a child with her husband was a successful way of raising a family. Mm-hmm. I disagree with that.
Sure.
I think that's one of the ways, but that is not the only way. What I heard in that comment makes me feel that is she saying that a single parent can't raise a successful family? Mm-hmm. Is she saying that a gay couple can't raise a successful family? Mm-hmm. Is she saying that maybe some things happen? A grandparent couldn't raise a successful family? So I was a bit taken back by that comment as well.
Okay. Well, just moving on to another topic. What about how are you and Kari at this point, or Carrie at this point?
Yeah, my baby's name is Kari, but
sorry, Carrie.
People do that all the time. They get Carrie confused with my baby. But, Carrie, we really don't have a thriving relationship. It's kind of just dropped off. I don't think either of us have moved forward or come together to try to pick up the pieces. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Right. Now, recently I saw Purveyors of Pop tweeting about a reunion special that they wanted to do. So is that something that you would be looking forward to doing?
I think it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be interesting.
I think
it's definitely going to be interesting, and everyone should tune in.
Yeah, I agree, because I'll be tuned in. Just two other things, I guess. I saw on your site about a book that you're releasing. Can you give me any details about it at all, or is it still in...
The book that I'm currently working on is something that's going to bring us all together. It doesn't matter what race, color, or creed you are. It's a place that's going to take us back and have us reminiscing when we were children.
Okay.
And the exciting things that Mom used to say. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really good.
Okay. Now, your quadisms, as I like to say, is that something that you made up, or did you pick up on them somewhere, or?
No, it's really funny. It's kind of just how I talk.
Okay.
It is just what it is. I would always hear people say, "You are so funny," and I'm like, "What? I'm just talking to you. What do you mean?" And it's like, "You're just so funny." So it's just kind of how I talk.
Okay. And I just, I know that you're the first person in your immediate family to go to college or complete college. How does that feel for you?
I mean, it's definitely a success story. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I love my city, but we have some challenges in Memphis that they're diligently working on. So to come from a city that's like a hard knock city, it's such a blue collar city. Uh-huh. It's hard working people in that city, people with good hearts, but it can be challenging at times going up there. And I'm I made it. So I feel very happy that I'm able to be an example for other young girls who are coming up in urban cities like Memphis.
Uh-huh. Okay. And the last thing before you go, I want you to give to describe each of the ladies in just one word. So I'm going to say one of the ladies' names, and you give me one word to describe them.
That is hilarious. So you can call out the names, and I'll respond.
Okay. All right, Mariah.
Fabulous.
Toya.
She doesn't have her own identity. She's confused. She's lost. You can choose either of those.
Okay. Carrie.
Artificial.
Simone.
Down to earth.
Jackie.
I sometimes think Jackie has a bit of an elitist attitude.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, did you know Simone or Jackie before the show at all? Because I don't really see you interact with them. Okay.
I kind of knew of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I knew of them.
Okay.
But I didn't have a relationship with them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Simone had practiced in Memphis, and she went to Meharry, and I went to Tennessee State, which we know that's right down the street from Meharry. I have a lot of friends who are doctors now or dentists, so we know some of the same people.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I knew of them.
Okay.
But I did not have a relationship or a friendship with them. There's my other
Okay. Yeah, because I don't really see, in the show, I don't really see you guys interacting or talking to each other that much. So, yeah, that's just one thing I personally wanted to know about that.
Well, I think as the show goes on, as it progresses, you'll see more relationships budding, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see that.
All right. Well, is there anything that you want viewers to know about you or about the season or anything you like any of us to know?
Well, I would like, if you're not already following me, please follow me at Absolutely Quad on Twitter. Also, Absolutely Quad on Instagram. And I have a fan page at Quad Webb-Lunceford. I have my t-shirts on sale at quadisverybusy.com. And tell your boyfriend he can purchase his own. Catch Fire, Shady Boots, and Ain't No Fun when a Rabbit Got to Go. They're for sale now.
I will. Okay.
We have more to come in the future, but just right now, that's what we're going to start with. From what I saw on Twitter, those were the phrases that was really given.
Yeah. Well, I do want to thank you for doing it, especially with trying to schedule it as well, because I know you're busy, and I work full-time too, on top of trying to do all these interviews, so yes. I really appreciate it.
Well, I wish your company well, and Mariah and I, we definitely support you.